morning, Marcus Snappers. Welcome back. This is Jesse, getting started right at 9 a.m. I was ready to go, and then all of a sudden I looked down, I'm like, oh, crap, it's 9 a.m. I got to get going. So maybe started like 20, 30 seconds late, but with that, we'll get going here on this fabulous Taco Tuesday morning. Dang. I was up late last night. Watched the Dodgers and the Blue Jays play till like midnight. 18 innings, and of course ended with a walk-off home run. Of course, you expect nothing less than that. And there was a couple potential home runs earlier in the overtime innings, like I think it was like innings 13 to 15, where if it wasn't for the cold air, supposedly the marine layer, those would have gone out of the park. But leave it to Freeman to smash one deep center field. I mean, it barely made it over, but still the furthest part of the track. So anyways, was watching that. Wife made it to about the 11th inning. I made it all the way to the 18th inning. So, gonna get rock and rolling here. First half of the live stream, we will cover Bitcoin. We'll look at the altcoins, stocks, and anything else that jumps out at us on the watch list. Second half of the live stream, we will cover your chart requests. So to make sure to put them in the requests in early, make sure to put in the ticker symbol, make sure to put in the asset name and the type of asset class it is. So when I search for it, I can search for it quickly. Market snipers. Oh boy. That's not even close. Oh yeah. The E and the P are backwards. I was like, this looks really bad. No, just the I and the E. I got it. I fixed it. Don't worry. So with that, we'll take a look at Bitcoin's. We're on the daily chart right now. There was a buy signal on Sunday. Didn't do much yesterday. Not doing much today. Trending dots are down here at 111,000. So we'll see if it gets sold off or not. As of right now, it's getting sold off. There is a fourth retracement target that could be hit at like 118. Maybe a fifth retracement target that's all the way up at like 121. But it's a bounce until proven otherwise, right? When does that get invalidated? Well, if you start closing back above 124,750, then that thesis gets invalidated. If you start making new all-time highs again and you take out that wick at 126,000, then that's going to be invalidated. Could you still take these bounces? Yeah, if you want to. I think it seems like, in my own personal opinion, obviously none of this financial advice, for educational purposes only, and hopefully find a little bit of fun along the way, whether it's making fun of me or not. I'm okay with that. As long as we get a laugh, right? As long as we get a laugh. If you're taking these bounces when the higher time frames are starting to flip bearish, just know that that the probabilities have increased that each bounce is going to be sold off, right? So will it bounce higher? It could. There's a fourth target at 118, like I said. There's a fifth target all the way up here. If you start closing back above target 4 and target 5, then you got to start looking at, is it going to close higher and take out the pivot high and price continues onward and upward, right? But right now it's a bounce until proven otherwise. So if you took that buy signal, don't forget to hit the sell signal or put in your stop losses, all that stuff. So if you're not doing it manually, then you could do it automated, right? We haven't rolled it out yet, but still working out. I think I've got 99% of it. I just want to keep double checking it. But as an example, right, if you took a buy here and you had to take profit of 10%, it would automatically close you out at 10%. And if it would have hit the stop loss, it would automatically close you out with a 5% loss. So that's a 2-to-1 ratio, right? So if you're letting the algorithm buy here and you put a 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio, and you can see the take profit at 10% or the stop loss at 5%, you can see that the take profit was hit at 10%, right? And there's other ways to, close out the position. You could do a lesser percentage. You could do a higher percentage. There's a stop loss. Let's see. So I just have the use stop loss checked right now, 5%, take profit 10%. You could use break even stop. You could use trailing stop loss. If you're doing multiple positions, you could scale in or you could scale out. You can't scale in. But you could start with say 5, right? 5, quantity 5, and then have each one close out at 25%. So there's so many different ways to set it up. But just as this quick example for the trading bot, and this trading bot could be fully automated, 100% automated. But the thing about automation is it's software at the end of the day, right? It's software at the end of the day. So you still want to keep an eye on it. Even if you're out and about, if you're in a position, have your broker downloaded on your phone in case, you want to take a glance at it, just make sure everything's all good, blah, blah, blah. Anyone who's advertising set it and forget it. Could you set it and forget it? Yes, you could, but that's very, very risky in my opinion because things do go wrong, right? Software does not, should software work 100% of the time? Yeah. Should the internet be up 100% of the time? Yeah. Should your computer always work 100% of the time? Yes. Will it? No. So, should the cloud always be up 100% of the time? Yes. Does it? No. Is the power grid up 100% of the time? Should it? Yes. Will it be 100% up? Will it be up 100% of the time? No. So a set it and forget it is very risky. You still want to keep an eye on it, right? But you could let it do the trades for you, and it helps at the very, very least. What happens is people jump into trades or jump out of trades and they didn't have an exit strategy and they didn't execute a full plan, right? So this at least helps you make yourself set up a plan where, okay, I'm going to automatically take profit at 10%. And I'm going to have a stop loss automatically at 5%, assuming it's spot. Otherwise, if you're doing 20x leverage with a 5% stop loss, you would be liquidated, right? And if you did 10x leverage with 5%, you're going to lose half of your stack. So all that depends on if you're using leverage or not. You can set it to where you don't take any shorts. This would just close your position if you didn't have a take profit. And of course, you would have lost money there. Or if you waited for the dots to flip red, you would have lost a little bit of money there, not much. Or if you would have taken profit at the reversal candle, you would have made money, right? Or if you had a take profit in there, you could have maximized it even over 10%. So there's so many different ways, whether it's Bitcoin on the daily chart. I think Apilix is working on Ethereum 3-day chart. I was looking at the NASDAQ futures a lot because I trade the futures mostly. So there's so many different ways to do it and different asset classes, time frames. You can flip it to Heikin-Ashi. There's things you have to set on Heikin-Ashi to make it more realistic on the back testing results, blah, 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 blah. So long story short, if you're in this long, make sure you have your stop loss set, possible take profit, right? So if you're looking at maybe this pump isn't going to go much higher, and you're like, well, let's change that, right? You could have moved your stop loss up now. Just do 2%, right? Because it's already kind of moved away from it. So it'll change the back ones too. So it will change your strategy. But if you did like the stop loss here, so if it was taken there and now it's at a 2% loss, right? You wouldn't want to move it to break even yet. You want to let it breathe a little bit. And if it's a loss, it's a loss, right? If you're taking that long position. So anyways, that's not to get too far down the rabbit hole of coaching or anything like that, but that's the automation that we're rolling out. This is just one of 2 trading bots out of like 30. So just making sure, double checking, triple checking, quadruple checking, because otherwise, if I have to make an update on something that could have been fixed up front, I may always add to it, or it's possible I add to it and I'll let everyone know, hey, you're gonna have to delete it off of your screen and then add it back on. What if you're in a trade, So I'd rather just make sure all the kinks are worked out. And if it's a major improvement later on, cool, that's what I'll do. But I want to get what I have right now. Just make sure it's all dialed in before rolling it out. And then, of course, the sharpshooter RSI 2.0 indicator is getting converted. On both of them, I'd say they're 98, 99, maybe 100% done. At least 99% dialed in, right? At least 99%. But if you play chess or you play any strategy games, what don't you see, right? I'm human at the end of the day. I don't win every single chess game. I don't win every single strategy game. I don't win every single trade, right? I'm not 100% accurate. The strategy is not 100% accurate. There's ways to make it 100% if you take a scalp on a higher time frame, but it's not as exciting. Hello. So with that, if you're taking that buy, just make sure you're also either you're letting the trading bot close out the position based off of the parameters you already set, or if you're doing it manually, you already have it all set out, right? So like manually, visual. This is like a visual trailing stop loss almost, right? So if you got candles that are, if it starts closing back below here and the trending dots, right? That could be like a visual stop loss if you're doing everything manually. So just in my eyes. So right now it's currently bouncing, and right now it's currently above the trending dots, haven't even flipped green yet. Currently above the upward trend line. And like I said, there is a 4th target at like 118. There's a 5th one all the way up at 121. Those are all possibilities. Meanwhile, the weekly chart, right, had a sell signal, had a buy. It's battling. If you look at it without the indicator, right, this was the sell, kind of pushed back up with a buy, but under the trending dots. And then, of course, sharpshooter RSI 2.0 had that RSI sell signal back in September, and it bounced, and it's still trending downward, right? Still trending downward. So we'll continue to watch that. And then, of course, on the 3-week chart, you see a 2-week chart. No sell signal on the 2-week chart. Again, relative strength continues to decrease while prices went higher. That's bearish divergence. 3-week chart had that bearish engulfing candle. Had the RSI sell signal way back here, and still trending sideways and or lower while price went higher, right? So that's where we're at on the 3-week chart. Monthly chart, no RSI sell signal yet, but the monthly chart is very lagging, right? Very lagging. Created another wick up here. This is October, right? The up only. October currently is up. It was down. It was really up at 126, making a new all-time high. Then it came all the way down to 103. That's a pretty big swing on a monthly chart. Only 3 days remain. 3 days remain. So we'll see. Right now, how much is it up right now? It's not up by a lot on the monthly chart. So this is October, right? October, 0.62%. That's not what I signed up for. And if it wicks, that wick all the way up to 126, and then if it closes below on the monthly at 115,860, that could be a lower high. So just something to keep an eye on. 3-week chart, right? We already talked about that one. So that's what we're kind of looking at. The higher time frames are starting to roll over slowly but surely. So if you're in this long position, just know that it could be sold off, right? Based off the higher time frames. So that's where we're at right now. That's where we are at right now. This bounce, let's see, this bounce lasted, let's see, from wick to wick, 10 days, 16%. This bounce, wick to wick, 10 days, 12% so far. Okay, how many days was that? 10 days, wick to wick, right? So 10 days, 16%. And here we are, 10 days, 12% so far. Was that it? Was that the bounce? Maybe, baby. That would be crazy if it was. If it wick to wick was 10 days on both bounces, that would be crazy. So we'll see. Still the uptrend on this bounce for now. Still above the trailing dots on this bounce for now. Right? So we'll see. That was bearish engulfing candle. Sell signals line up. So there we go. Whew, H-bar was pumping, but again, we talked about this in the previous live streams that price was pretty far below the weekly trending dots on most of the altcoins. Not all, but most. So on the daily chart, you could see bounces possibly all the way back up into those trending dots. So Ethereum, one, two, 3-day bounce. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-day bounce, right? Is this going to be another lower high? I don't know what I'm doing. I must have been on a lower time frame with those. So here's where we're at, right? You had the high, you had a lower high, confirmed with the lower low, bounced all the way up here, put in another lower high, came down here, confirmed that lower high with the lower low. This is potentially a lower high, not confirmed. This is potentially a lower high, not confirmed. And we don't know if this could be a higher low if we're just looking at this from a neutral standpoint, but a neutral lens. But been making lower highs, been making lower lows. So look at the weekly chart. Looks different than Bitcoin. Didn't have a sell signal on the weekly chart. Didn't close below the trending dots on the weekly chart. Did have an RSI sell signal though. Did have an RSI sell signal. So it is trending down for now. You can see that the last one trended downward for $12 to 13 weeks from the sell signal. The last one trended down. The one before that trended from the sell signal all the way down about 21. The lowest point was 17 to 21 weeks. And now we're just in the second week, right? We're in the second week. Is it? Your screen is small, like on a cell phone screen, and I'm watching from my 21-inch desktop monitor. Huh. So there's your response. Yeah, because there's two streams. There's one for cell phones and there's one for the desktop. And your reply, you can't see it when I put it up here. Your reply has it on the cell phone. So you're on the cell phone. Whereas M Downey is not. You can't see it when I highlight it, but I can see on my side. You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, thanks for pointing that out, because if you choose the wrong one, yeah, that would help. Yep. Cool. Yeah, I didn't mention that, but yeah, because a lot of people said they couldn't see on the cell phone. So, and now StreamYard has that capability. So now I'm doing both. But yeah, if you're on a desktop, that would be tough. That'd be tough. So yeah, good for pointing it out. Good for pointing it out, because other people might be doing the same thing, right? So just remember that there's a cell phone one and there's a one that's not on a cell phone. So once you're on the new one, comment. Oh, there. Yep. There you go. I can see it. You got it. Yep. Cool. All right. So that's the weekly chart. Algo. Still waiting. Right. Still waiting. Trending dots. Right. So you got the trending dots over here. Ooh. Right. That's the trajectory of the trending dots. This is the daily chart. This is based on daily. But look, we had the RSI sell signal back here October, the first week of October, right? Since then, price has gone lower. The last RSI sell signal on Algo, yes, it can pump higher in the shorter term, but it went lower overall, right? So even from here all the way, like it would have kept you out for 14 weeks, would have kept you out for 24 weeks, right? And had a buy signal, pumped a little bit, but not as much as we would love, right? Bullish divergence, buy signal, bullish divergence, buy signal. So we pointed all of that out back then, but it's just an RSI sell signal right now. So keeping my mom out of it, right? Keeping my mom out of it. She got out based off the daily chart. It was not looking good. I was like, let's take a 4% loss. It was right here, right? Even before the RSI sell signal, I was like, it doesn't look great. I'm not buying it. Literally the buy signal, I'm not buying it. So had her get out, and in hindsight, I'm glad I did. But yeah, had the RSI sell signal like literally the next day and the big drop, and still is no buy signal on the daily chart either. So the trend can be your friend all the way till the end, right? RSI sell signal over on XRP and a sell signal on XRP. This buy signal was well below the trending dots. There was the bearish divergence. Looks like lower high over here, sneaky lower high, and kind of drew this out already. And then this is like the trajectory of the red trending dots. We already have a red trending dot. So, and price is well below it. So it may take some time. And if it does, then could continue lower on that trajectory, right? Huge wick. We're not going to at least retest some of that wick. I don't know. This is a good time. That was a really good time. Mom tripled her account. Love it. Legend. Too bad she didn't 10x her account, but take what the market gives you. XCN, RSI sell signal since February 2025. Yes, there are short-term pumps along the way. But the overall trend is the dominant factor right here, and it's been an RSI sell signal ever since. Whereas taking buys when it's bullish on the higher time frames makes more sense, right? So if you're looking at the overall trend, then you go to the daily chart as an example, right? So the weekly chart flipped bullish, even had an RSI buy signal. These buys, when the weekly chart is bullish, flipping bullish, have a lot more upside to them, right? A lot more upside. Then there's a sell, could have locked in some gains there. And then the next buy, while the weekly chart is still bullish, or if you're playing, depending on which one you're playing, but just as an example, or you could change these settings too. It's all customizable, but that pump is that bounce, that buy signal carries a lot more weight when the weekly chart is bullish. Then you had a sell, right? And even the daily has been in a sell. And then so just know that if you're taking this buy on the daily chart, that the weekly was in a sell, right? So if you go back to the weekly chart, where we at? So there's the weekly chart was in this downtrend. So just know that the probabilities are that those bounces are going to get sold off, right? While it's down. Could have this flipped around bullish? Yes, it could have, but it didn't. So just expecting those bounces to get sold off until proven otherwise, right? Chainlink, RSI sell signal on the weekly chart, October 6th, the week of October 6th, sell signal below the trending dots. It's trending down, right? It's trending down. Near could have an RSI sell signal in the near future, right? This is a weekly chart, so it's lagging if you're swing trading. Whew. Ondo. No alt season right now. Could it flip around? Yeah, it could. But not yet. H-bar came back up, back tested the trending dots. So still has the RSI sell signal on right now. Still the sell signal, still below the trending dots, all that stuff. Has a pending buy signal on the daily chart. So is the bottom in? Maybe, but it's got some work to do, right? It's got some work to do. So still in a downtrend as of now. You can kind of see the trending dots on the weekly chart, right? So even so, like maybe even spikes higher, maybe comes all the way up into the trend line, right? And then comes back down and maybe even fills in some of that wick or all of it, right? But downtrend until proven otherwise, right? Unfortunately, I'd love to see another 300, 500, 1,000% pump on altcoins. I would love it. My mom would love it. she's got an app on her phone. Daddy needs new diapers. Daddy doesn't need diapers. Daddy needs more diapers for the baby. Let's just clarify that. That's Q&T. I don't need diapers. Yes, I'm an old dad, but I don't need Depends. I don't need diapers, but I need diapers for the baby. Just a little clarification. XLM, RSI sell signal, right? Solana, RSI sell signal. Chop Suey. Mana. I mean, RSI sell signal on the weekly chart. It's been in a bear market on Fetch.ai since the all-time high of March 2024. Had a nice epic bounce. Very similar to Bitcoin and Ethereum. What was it? February to April 2022. Like a multi-month bounce. And I remember shorting Ethereum on that bounce because I thought it'd be a higher percentage drop than Bitcoin, and I was right. So on that bounce, it was April. It's all documented in the Discord. Still, you could search for it, going all the way back to 2022. I have like probably almost 8,000 posts in there. I don't post as often as I used to, just because I've been spending so much time on these trading bots. But I hope to get back to posting more. It'll be more about like the automated trading, but my live streams are in there. And if something major is happening, then I'll post and stuff like that. But I'm not as active right now, but hope to get back to being more active in the near future. I just want to get the core base rolled out, and then I can be more active in there, more active on X, and still roll out one new trading bot per week on average is kind of my goal. So Fetch.ai, another RSI sell signal, dropped hard. The buy, nothing really happened. The sell, again, right? All the way back to October 2023. So, whew. What else? Not a lot of chart history on Trump. Trump coin. Rarible got killed. Making new all-time lows on Rarible. After that target, it was over, right? After that bounce and that target, it was over after that. Taking out the pivot lows. Another altcoin taking out the pivot lows from October 2023. Woo! Not good. Gold. This is a weekly chart. Let's look at the daily chart. Maybe there'll be an RSI sell signal on the weekly chart in the near future. The daily chart did. RSI sell signal, actual sell signal too, right? So would have caught that whole move up, close it out, profit, right? Gold futures, so that's high leverage. Again, the thesis remains the same from what we talked about here on the live stream over this whole yesterday and last week too. Last week we talked about it. Based off of higher time frames, not ready to call it yet. Could the top be in? Sure. The top? Sure. But the higher time frames are still bullish and ultra bullish. So probably could at least see a bounce back up into the trailing dots. Could put in bearish divergence with a lower high, or just this is a retracement and continues higher and upward and higher and upward. So we don't know. We don't know yet. We just kind of, it was a buy and take profit type of swing trade though. on gold. Similar to silver, right? So this could just be a correction, right? A retracement. But still bullish on higher time frames. You see the trailing dots are down here at $42-ish. So everything's still bullish on higher time frames. So expect the bounces to expect the retracements to bounce. Ultra bullish on the monthly chart still. Trending dots are way down here. So just kind of taking time off the clock, letting the, could this be the top? It's possible, but I wouldn't be calling it quite yet. I'm not ready to call it yet. So not ready to call it yet. Still an uptrend on the monthly chart, a strong uptrend. So just kind of watching all of that. But the retracement is on the daily chart. So if you're in a buy, don't forget to hit that sell button, whether it's on the bearish engulfing candle, close below those trending dots, etc., etc., etc. NASDAQ continues to make new all-time highs. Not much really to report on that. Another buy signal. Again, on our side, buy signal. Weekly chart. Still bullish on the weekly chart, right? Still bullish on the weekly chart. Same with the Dow Jones, still bullish on the weekly chart. Russ 2000, still bullish on the weekly chart. Where's the SP 500? Oh, there it is. Still bullish on the weekly chart, right? Everything is still bullish on the weekly chart. What else? Dollar. Where's the dollar at? There it is. The future of dollars. Had the RSI buy signal. No actual sell buy signal as of yet on the weekly chart, but the daily chart holding on. So only one target has been hit so far on the dollar. Only one. Starting to trend upward though. Going through this bottoming phase. Apple, PayPal. Okay. Little gap up. See if it hits this gap up here at $86. There's an old gap up here at 107. I didn't mark out what those percentages are, but it has longer term targets above as well. So we'll see. That's the daily chart, weekly chart. Another pending buy signal on the weekly chart. RSI buy signal was back in May. Just hasn't done much, right? It hasn't done too much. It's still the same price as it was May 2022. Woo! Exhausting. Still May 2022, same price, but maybe that will change around. Maybe that will change, right? Bullish divergence, higher low. Let's go. Pending buy signal on the 2-week chart. Looks like we could possibly have an RSI buy signal on the 2-week chart in the near future. So starting to look more positive. So I did put 17% gap up here. So that's a significant gap up there. Only one longer term target's been hit from this huge correction over here. Huge bear market. July 2021, 84%. And we're still at 2 years. No. 1,561 days. Wow. July 2021. We're at 4.5 years. almost 4.5 years. Crazy. So I'm bullish on PayPal. Everyone's, oh, you're a perma bear. No, I'm bullish on PayPal for sure. Up 8.8% just today. Daily chart is looking good. The weekly chart, the 2-week chart, gaps, huge gaps above, target boxes. Only 1 out of 4 have been hit so far. PayPal is looking promising, in my opinion. Obviously, not financial advice, right? We already know that. So, yep. Pending RSI buy signal on the daily chart as well. Even another higher low over here. So, there you go. TLT. Yep. Still bullish on the daily chart. Still bullish on the weekly chart. MicroStrategy. Weekly chart. Daily chart. Weekly chart. So, still watching this pattern. Hasn't broken the confirmation / you can call it a neckline too, but the Adam and Eve double top pattern. Top was in back in November 2024. If break this, the probabilities increase of price going below 200. Probabilities increase of price going below 100, but could take some time to play out. So we will see. We will see if it plays out or not. Also, let's see. I'll do it later. But put the weekly back on. What else? Take a look at crypto total market cap. Okay. So that's MicroStrategy. What else? Total 2. I think total is just going to look like Bitcoin, right? And Ethereum. So do you mean total 2, or you just only want to look at total 1, like total? So this one excludes Bitcoin. Total. Probably just going to look similar to Bitcoin and Ethereum. Yeah, I mean, 2.3 trillion of this is Bitcoin. So it's going to look like Bitcoin, right? Because most of it looks like Bitcoin, and then you got Ethereum as well. So the top 2 look similar. So it looks more like a Bitcoin chart on total. So total 2 excludes Bitcoin. Total 3 excludes Bitcoin and Ethereum. So I'm not sure which one you really wanted to look at. Let's see. Where's total 2 again? Total 2. I got total 3 on here somewhere. Total 2, yeah. So this excludes Bitcoin, back to $1.5 trillion. This is the all-time high over here in November 2021. This is probably mostly Ethereum and XRP, right? Probably mostly Ethereum and XRP. Because, let's see, where's total 3? This is a weekly chart. RSI sell signal on the weekly chart. Which lines up with Ethereum, which had an RSI sell signal in XRP, right? And then we'll call it Bum, bum, bum. Total 3. I have it on here somewhere, but I can't find it. Yeah, so in total 3, there is bearish divergence on the weekly chart, pointing that out, and the R size sell signal. So you could say price is still bullish overall, but the leading indicators up with longer term divergence is telling a different story. So yeah, price overall on the higher time frames. But at the bottom, bullish divergence is amazing, right? So bullish divergence at the bottom, bearish divergence at the top. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. But yeah, bearish divergence on total 3. Yep. So with that, I think that's about it. Like if you zoom in here, you got the R size sell signal. This could be a lower high on total market cap 3. So no Ethereum, no Bitcoin, right? Could the reverse? Sure, but it would take weeks for it to reverse. You would think. You'd expect. What's this one? Intel. This is a bullish chart. This is a weekly chart. Bullish, right? Bullish. Bottoming out. Bullish. And now the candle is on fire, right? Candle is on fire. Except for it has not made a new all-time high since 2000. This is why I don't hodl, right? How do you know? How do you know? Since the dot-com bubble, Intel has not made a new all-time high since in 25 years. So, but you could be swing trading it from down here at $23, and you got the all-time high up there at $75. So there you go. I think that's about it. That's the weekly chart. I think we've covered everything. Let's see, Bitcoin. Yeah, they're all starting to line up now. Yeah, I think that's about it. I think we'll call it there. With that, thanks for all of your support. Appreciate it. Thank you for smashing the like button. Help me with hitting the like button, sharing with family and friends, reposting on the different apps, and commenting. Prepper BR, the only one commenting right now. You got it. With that, I hope you have a good rest of your day, and we'll see you on the next live stream. Adios.